July 25th, 2025, I attempted my first 100k run.
Woo! Step of 50k.
Halfway.
Yeah.
It's been a little while since that date, a couple of months now, but I wanted to create this video compiling some of the footage that we captured on the day because I found immense value going through different resources here on YouTube with people sharing their experience attempting their first 100k run. And it was actually a lot of those resources that supported me on a very high level get through this run. So I wanted to add to that collection of information out there, hopefully sharing some valuable points that can support anyone else who wants to attempt something like this and beyond attempt it, actually achieve it. I will also be speaking from a mindset standpoint a little bit more. My work is as a mindset coach. I support high performers get more out of themselves than they ever thought possible. That's my world, supporting people build resilience. And I was running for a cause. So this video, above and beyond a lot of the resources out there, is going to be hopefully not just a resource for people looking to complete 100Ks. Hopefully it's also a resource for anyone who might be going through a tough time and who's wanting to get more out of themselves, who's wanting to really take control of their mental health and accelerate their personal growth. So hopefully I can do my best to use the humble footage we do have of this event to support people take on new challenges in their life, inspiring challenges that support them get more out of themselves than ever before. I believe we're designed to grow, and that's why I do the work I do, and that's why I completed this challenge. This was not a public thing. This was something that I did on a particular date. I'll share more about why I did it on this date very shortly, but it was to carry a message forward, a very important message that was near and dear to my heart. This was also not an official 100k race or anything like that. This was something I did off my own, let's say, inspiration. I marked out a circuit in the location where we live. That was a 1k circuit. This wasn't like a tarmac track, which definitely added an element of challenge to it. The circuit essentially is a cross-country circuit. It's a rocky road, some gentle elevations in it, nothing too hectic, with some grass terrain and also some very clayey sections. The clay was pretty sticky given the fact that we'd had a lot of rain. But on the particular day I did this, it was very cold, so the frost definitely helped. So that's giving you a bit of an indication of the terrain I'm running on. It was really great to be able to do this in a location where my wife didn't have to follow me in a vehicle and support me in that way like she's done on many other runs. I have an incredible wife, as I have incredible kids who get behind me in these events, and as you'll see, they actually participated as well. So hopefully you find this video insightful, beneficial in some way, hopefully a little bit impactful, and hopefully it inspires you to get out there and go to the next level in your life. By the way, if you receive some value from this video, I would love to hear in the comments below what did you get out of this video, and also if you've got any questions, drop them in the comments below. I'd be so happy to answer and even create new content around those questions. Subscribe to this channel if you get some value as well, if you like this raw and real content, and also feel free to share this out. Definitely like this video if you receive some value. Good morning to you. It is just past, or just on actually, 4:35 a.m. and a little fresh this morning. Still 0 degrees, but it's going to be a great day. Today it is officially a year since I completed my Guinness World Record to promote a message for mental health, to encourage other people out there to check in with yourself, actually look within yourself. How are you doing? Be real with yourself. As David Goggins says, look in the mirror of accountability. To be courageous if you are struggling. It is a huge act of courage to say and be real with yourself that you might need some support, that you might need to make some adjustments in your life. And the truth is, I believe all of us as humans get to be continually making refinements in our life. To reach out if you are not doing well, if you're finding yourself in a dark place, if you're finding yourself just overwhelmed, like life is too much for you, you're questioning if you've got what it takes to go on, to reach out to someone who can genuinely support you, someone who can walk the path with you, someone who can support you find that next gear within yourself, and then to ultimately make a change, do something new to get something new. So today I am committing to carry that message forward in honor of my own brother and sister who passed in 2023 to suicide. I run today to honour them. I run today to honour those brothers and sisters who have gone before us, to remember that there's work to be done. And if we truly want to make the change, I believe it's up to us to be the change, or to at least be part of the change. So that is why I'm here, committing today to completing or running as far as I can, aiming for 100k today, to just be someone who's putting myself in adversity and then pushing forward. Now, I understand what I'm doing might not be near as challenging as what you might be going through in life, but sometimes, certainly when I've had challenges, I found it very beneficial to witness other humans who are demonstrating strength, resilience, courage in their own way, and sometimes others serve as a mirror for ourselves. So hopefully today, me doing this just gets you to look at yourself and say, okay, how can I turn it up a little bit? Because the truth is, when you think you're done, you're far from it. There's a lot more in the tank, let me tell you that. And if you just do what I'm going to be doing today, which is just take the next step, take the next best step, move forward, one foot in front of the other. It is dark because of how early it is. I'm running into the darkness, and I thought that was actually a powerful metaphor. Run into the darkness. Don't be afraid of it. Move through it, because eventually that sun will rise, I promise you. It's just up to you to stay the course, keep moving forward, and yeah, things will improve. Seasons change. Hopefully this message encourages you to go out there, find another gear today, to actually look at your life and say, okay, what are the refinements I get to make? If you're not doing well, that's an act of courage to say, yeah, I'm going to make some changes. Believing in you, hopefully, again, encouraging you to get out there today in your own way and take things to the next level. Let's get this done. Today's suggestion, not what's going to happen.
Couldn't read it. What did it say?
Short run.
No.
All right. Love you all.
Love you too. I'm strong. Let's go.
I would buy the Mackey gloves because I've got socks. I would love it.
All right, we're gonna mix. All right, let's go.
Andrew, you're gonna regret wearing those pants. Whoa, look at the stars.
Woo! Okay, we've got a bit of a food station here for Nash. Some magnesium in his drink, some herbal tea, some high energy snacks,
And some lip balm.
some lip balm. Here they come.
Coming up to 7.
Oh, wow. Mommy's coming up.
Great work, my
Love you.
It's that frozen here this morning. The washing is, the towel is hard. Trying to get some pegs so Nash can keep track of how many laps he's doing, because he's going to do 100. We've got diamonds on the ground. It's beautiful. Great work, darling. Kitty.
Daddy!
Oh, yeah.
What lap are you on, darling?
Pardon?
What lap are you on?
This will be, I've just done 11.
Amazing. So you want me to make sure there's 11 pegs on there?
11 pegs.
Amazing. Okay.
We're so
First
glad you
snack.
have like these snacks here, don't you?
Pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, you probably like it.
Chloe, can you make sure there's 11 pigs on the fence for Dad?
Sure.
What you do is, every time I complete 10,
Yeah, I was going to put one down further. Yep.
Well, that's perfect.
So I'll take these off and then we'll just keep the one on for the 11th one.
Awesome.
Doing a great job, my love.
Love you.
Cool banana.
Love you too.
Oh, love you. Sorry, I couldn't see your hand.
Great job, my love.
I can only see lights.
I wanted to jump in quickly and share a few things I would do differently to prepare for this event better. I want to begin by addressing this from a mindset standpoint, because the truth is, it doesn't matter how much we prepare, eventually we have to show up and get the thing done that we're committed to. And we can never be 100% prepared for anything. And I think that it's important to focus and actually identify what are the controllable factors in an event like this, and do your best to tick those boxes, but then also appreciate the fact that there's going to be a lot of unpredictable stuff that shows up. And hopefully you have done enough training to be able to deal with whatever shows up and pivot. I think that really is a sign of resilience, being able to meet whatever shows up, that uncertainty, that unpredictable stuff, and actually overcome it moment to moment. That being said, I definitely didn't taper or deload prior to this event. It's really important before going into a big event like this to not be burning the candles at both ends. And honestly, I didn't do a great job of that. I was pushing my body pretty hard up to this event and then during the event, obviously. When I go into an event like this, I always have a goal that while I want to complete it, I'm committed to complete it, I never want to put myself in a situation where I cause injuries. And that's always one of my goals. The same was with my world record. I never wanted to be in a position where I then have to go to hospital or anything like that. So I'm very deliberate with what I do and how I push my body. Because for me, the win is coming out of these events and being able to function in life, still be able to show up as a dad, still be able to show up in my everyday roles. So that's always forefront of my mind. And I know some people who just put everything they've got into these events to the point where they're no good for days and weeks after. For me personally, that's not success. That's not success at all. So I want to be able to show up, as I said, from all my responsibilities that still need to be taken care of. Prior to this event, I was training in many different ways. I guess I kind of have a bit of a hybrid training approach. I love my weight training and things like that. I'm also really quite disciplined with my stretching. I have stretching routines I do every single night. That being said, I was going pretty hard up until this event. I was actually, in addition to running my business and being there for my family and maintaining the beautiful land that we live on, long story short, our neighbour had some health challenges and found himself in a position where he couldn't complete his deck and he needed to get it signed off. I used to run a construction business, so I offered to go and give him a hand. And while that was all great, what I did find was working out in the elements. It was really cold, like a sleet and wind and kind of snow falling at times. That was pretty taxing on my body, but it was something I couldn't avoid just because I had a timeline I was working for. I really wanted to complete that deck prior to completing this event too, so that was done. And I was really pushing to get that done. So my system was pretty jacked up coming to this event. My lower back was pretty loaded. I also had a couple of injuries. I'll share more about that in the video later that I was navigating. But I would encourage anyone going to an event like this to deload and taper. So ideally you've done the training to condition yourself. You've done some longer runs. You've kind of worked on your breathing, which is really important. I am a breathwork coach as part of the work I do. While I hadn't necessarily trained in running as much as I could have, I'd definitely been working on my breathing. And I share that with you because I get life can be busy. I get that you might have these goals to do these things. And I guess training can look very holistic. You can come at these kinds of things from many different approaches. I would also say, as far as preparation goes, to be mindful of what kind of shoes you're going to wear prior to an event like this. I had a couple of different shoes. All of them were not in great condition. I'd worn these to do a fair bit of running, so they were worn and they were causing pain. So I knew that, but I just honestly hadn't had the bandwidth to get to the shops. We live rurally, so a bit of a drive to get to the shops. And the shoes that I had were worn on certain areas. So I share that with you because I would encourage, if you're going to do something like this, to make sure that you've purchased some decent footwear and you've conditioned yourself to run in it. The shoes I had, I knew that there were certain pains I was getting, my ankles and into my shins and that as a result of these shoes. But again, my preparation wasn't as dialed in as it could have been. But I knew I could push through it, which I did. But I would definitely encourage anyone doing an event like this to taper and deload, which means essentially you're backing off a little bit. You're not doing intense training right up to the event, ideally giving yourself a bit more rest. And speaking of rest, I did not sleep well prior to this event. I had a terrible night's sleep because of some animal situations we had to deal with on the land here. And that was pretty rough, but I just maintained a frame of mind where I was ultimately grateful that I had the opportunity to do this. I had the health to be able to do this, and that really helped, focusing on what I had to be grateful for. So sometimes in life, things don't go to plan, and that's what matters. That's where we really get to see what we're made of. And in those moments, that's where we have the opportunity to develop that grit and that resilience that I think all of us would love to have. It's not in the easy times that we develop those kinds of things. So prepare like a pro. That would be my encouragement. So you can hear in this section, I'm clearly nasal breathing. It sounds pretty noisy there. The reason I'm choosing to nasal breathe, although it is quite challenging to nasal breathe when you're running at times, unless you've conditioned yourself, I find I'm able to maintain my zone 2/zone 3 kind of performance better. When I mouth breathe, I find I start to run faster because I've just got that, let's say, better airflow coming in, and I just find I push, but I also burn out quicker. So nasal breathing for me is a great way to regulate, stay in that zone 2 and 3 that is absolutely necessary for this endurance.
Beautiful morning for Nash's 100Ks today. I'm finally out here with my nice cup of tea and my journal and my book to read as I'm supporting Nash, watching him run 100 laps, going back and forth. Do you want your headlight off?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Thanks, Chloe.
You can take it off completely, thank you.
Might need that for later. Maybe not. You won't. How you feeling?
We got your
Thank you, darling.
Doing
You
good?
said well.
I'm doing great. What lap are you on?
20.
20. Amazing. 20Ks in.
got rust on you.
Frost.
Oh my gosh, you do.
Frosty the Snowman.
Great work, my love.
Thank you.
It's just over 31 kilometres. Almost a third of the way through. It's 100 kilometres for today. It's doing a great job.
I love you. Woo!
How you doing, my darling? Are you coming in for some food now?
Yes, Nikki's
Yes.
food now.
How you feeling?
Every muscle in my body I'm feeling. Yeah, it's doing well.
You're doing
Doing
great.
great. Over a third of the way through.
Well done.
And the bigger third
Well
up front.
done.
Almost 36 Ks.
Oh, amazing work,
You're
my
doing all right.
love.
We're doing alright.
Well done.
Hopefully we'll get it under 15 hours. We'll see how the body holds up.
You do great, my
It's all
darling.
good. It's not about the time, it's about the cause. Almost fell over then.
Oh.
How are we doing? I'm okay, sweetheart. I'm okay. I've got a little frost. Might even be salt. Yeah.
Little big yellow red.
You are not in my bed.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
What I'm doing here is I'm checking my weight to ensure that I'm not losing too much fluid, or I'm also not increasing in fluid. Sometimes if you're hydrating a lot and your electrolyte consumption's off, you can find that you actually retain fluid, and retaining too much fluid can be just as dangerous as losing fluids. I was tracking this pretty closely. I trained as a combat medic in the past, so I have some understanding of this stuff. But if you are really serious about doing this kind of longer distance stuff, it's worth talking to a health professional about all of this important information. So you track your fluids, you track your hydration, you track your electrolyte consumption. I think it can't be overstated. When you are running these long distances, there is a real risk to it. So don't do this lightly. Don't just go and smash your body, because there can be real consequences to it. I think it's worth pointing out that the guy who ran the first marathon, I think in ancient Greece, in fact died after his 42.5 kilometers. And that's kind of how that distance became really significant. He was a messenger, he ran that distance, and then he died. Whether or not that was because that was exceeding what people thought humans were capable of, much like the first 4-minute mile, they used to think it was impossible and that humans would somehow die if they did that. But people say it's impossible till it's done. But that being said, there is a real risk to these things. There is a real immense amount of challenge your body is being put through when you do this kind of endurance work. So be safe when you do it.
Woo! Step of 50k. Yeah. Nash is halfway through his 100 kilometers, and I'm so inspired by what he's doing that I am going to run my first ever 5 kilometers. I've only ever run just under 2 kilometers, so I'm gonna pace it out and have a few little rests in between and just see if I can get to 5 kilometers in running today, in the next few hours.
By the way, I want to say my wife absolutely crushed her 5K run, and she did so much more than that. In addition to taking care of the kids and also taking care of me, who was like the biggest kid on this day. I had all these needs, asking for these kinds of drinks or this kind of hydration, get magnesium or tea, and she's just a superstar, so I'm so grateful for her. As I shared earlier, the terrain here, a lot of it's super rocky, and unfortunately, little Andy, our son, he tripped over one of those rocks. He just put all his running gear on, super keen to get into some more kilometers, and he completed probably best part of 10 kilometers on this day, by the way, just joining me for different parts of the run. Just so inspiring. I was so grateful to have our kids out there being part of this. Absolute superstars, really my greatest inspiration.
Sandy?
You're going to keep going, mate? Such a strong boy. Cry it out, mate. It's okay, buddy. Let it go, Chief. We're going to walk back to where a Band-Aid is?
Go get your Band-Aid.
I have Band-Aids.
You're doing a great job, darling boy.
Your brother's so strong, isn't he?
Look, I'm doing it.
All his setup on? You good, man? Love you, buddy. Love you, man. Okay, ready? You got this? You got this? Pick your feet up, yes? Okay, let's roll.
But what I want to point out with Andy here, and the reason I added this part into the video, was he tripped over and he gashed himself open pretty good. He got some cuts, but he continued, and I think that was so strong of him. That was so inspiring. And after that, I was like, I've got no excuses, man. I have zero excuses. My 11-year-old son tripped over, hurt himself, but picked himself up, dusted himself off, and got back on with it. And I thought that was just so powerful. So for anyone out there who feels like they've tripped over in life recently, let Andy be your inspiration.
All right, over halfway. Got to the halfway mark, around 7.5 hours. Not overly fast, but overall, I'm extremely grateful to be at this point, let me tell you. Body's held up really well. My furthest run in the past has been 50 Ks, and that was last year. So currently new territory, which feels exciting and kind of terrifying, but one step at a time. That's how great things are accomplished. Pacing myself, walking, running. It was interesting in the first few kilometers. Took a while to get a rhythm this morning. It was very cold and also very frosty, but we pushed through. Once the body found a rhythm, what I noticed was all of the injuries that I've been kind of nursing over the past few months became really aggravated in the early part of the first 10 kilometers. And then after that, they disappeared. And then one by one, they've been coming up. So I've had ankle, big time, hamstring, which was the major muscle group that I've been recovering, lower back. But overall, just so grateful for the health and the weather. Let me tell you, it's just spectacular. Kids have been out here. Andy did have a bit of a slip, unfortunately, but he was a trooper. He dug deep and got straight back into it, processed that energy through running, which was awesome. And he went over and above actually after he picked himself up. So he was my inspiration today, showing me not to let a little challenge, a trip up, be the reason you pull out. Two more.
What number are you at? 60?
66.
Woo!
66 Ks.
You got this.
So fast.
Now, in regards to nutrition, one thing I found really challenging was I don't typically eat breakfast. I do a lot of intermittent fasting. It just works really well for my energy levels. But on this particular day, I wanted to enter this event with food in my system. So I'd eaten breakfast. I think it had been like a piece of sourdough toast with a banana. So I'd have that. I would have some potassium in my system as well from that banana and some carbs from that bread. And I'd done that early on. I would be able to run without feeling that heaviness in my belly. But I'm not used to having breakfast. And so I felt really lethargic after having that food early in the morning. So I'm sharing that with you because while it might seem small, it's actually really important, because when you enter an event like this, you want to be dialed in and you don't want to have something that's there as a distraction. So my encouragement again would be, get your training so dialed in so you actually are rehearsing everything down to that kind of nutritional pattern where you are eating in advance at the same time that you'll eat on that day. So your system's really used to having food, the exact food you'll use on the day, in advance. I know that might sound small, but I think it's a big deal.
Hopefully you have, if you've been following along with this little journey, internet's kind of scarce out here, so I can only post videos when I'm inside our home, which is somewhere I haven't spent a lot of time in today. But if you have been following along, then this morning I encourage everyone to find something challenging that would cause you to go to your edge and cause you to up level and go and do it. So if you didn't do that today, tomorrow is a brand new day and a brand new opportunity. So something to consider.
Doing a great job, my love.
Thanks, Solomon.
Almost there. You've got 13 to go.
13 to go.
Feeling it, but you're strong. You're made for this.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Saying to Andy yesterday, part of me an old part would die today and a new part would be tapped into, unleashed.
Yes.
And these are birthing pains I'm feeling right now. And actually on that note, I'm thinking about you, my love.
Yeah.
You had 24-hour labour with Andy?
Yeah, 23 and a half, yep.
23 and a half.
That's right, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Yeah, I've got a words to him about that.
Worth it.
Yeah, totally. Yep. No, I'm still in good spirits. We'll get this done.
So I wanted to quickly break down the sequence of this event as far as my experience goes and challenge level. So the first, if we did 4 blocks of 25 Ks for the total of 100 Ks, the first 25 kilometers, it was almost like I was finding a flow. I was just trying to find a rhythm. The cold was intense to begin with. As I said, the food situation took a little while to get dialed in. The first 25 Ks was finding the rhythm. The middle 50 Ks, so those 2 blocks of 25, were the best, no doubt. And that last 25 Ks is really where the mindset piece came in. And there was a couple of key things I was doing to get myself through that. Number one, I was remembering why I was doing this. I was remembering the cause. And I was constantly coming back to what a privilege it was to be there running on that day. And I was thinking back to this moment I experienced when I worked in hospitals. And I remember this guy I saw who was on the bed, and he'd had all sorts of health complications and challenges. And I saw him looking up at the mountain that we could see through the window in the hospital where I worked. And he didn't realize I was looking at him, but I looked where he was looking to see what he was staring at. And I don't know if he was actually looking at it, but I saw his gaze heading toward the mountain that we could see, Mount Wellington down here in Tasmania. And at that time, I hadn't completed the run, but I knew that there was a run called the Point to Pinnacle, which is actually one of the toughest half marathons in the world. And as a result of him inspiring me just through his gaze and obviously him navigating his health challenges, I came to the conclusion that, what excuses do I have? I've got the ability to be able to run. And so if I can run to not only take care of my well-being, but also then impact other people, like, I would be almost selfish not to. That's the way I thought about it. And so as I was running that last 25 Ks, I was really thinking about that guy. I don't know his name, but I certainly remember that moment where he was looking outside that window, and I was inspired by him without him even realizing. And I hope he's doing well out there in the world. I hope he's really thriving in life. But I can say with my hand on my heart, it's because of him that it's part of the reason I'm here doing this. And he definitely gave me energy on this day.
We'll see what the body has in store for these last 13 Ks. Stuff that's going to deliver. It's come this far. I almost re-tore my hamstring before, tripping over.
Oh, you're kidding.
No, my foot got caught. My left foot got caught, and I lunged forward with my right leg to catch myself, and I felt that phenomenal sensation of the hamstring being jarred. So that slowed me down a little bit, but it's all good. It's all good. I ran it out, and it seems to have come pretty right. All right, man.
Some kunzu cream on that.
Kunzu cream.
Do you want me to get you some?
Magic stuff. Not just yet. In a minute.
All right, my love.
Thanks, darling.
Great job, darling. Off he goes. He is so amazing. God only knows how much he's hurting right now, and he just keeps on going. I seriously do not know how he does it. He has got some insane drive, that man. He is just incredible.
One thing I want to talk about is pain that you experience when you might be doing an event like this. I definitely experienced it when I was doing my world record as well, in other events where I've gone outside my comfort zone. That pain that you experience, it's important to kind of discern if it's a legitimate injury or it's just a muscle group being used, or your body experiencing wear and tear that it's never experienced before. And I heard said really recently that the more you train, the more body awareness you have. So you tend to know when something's up with your body that's really needing care immediately. And so while I was in a lot of pain, 100%, I knew it was just, as I said earlier in the video, it was growing pains. It was pains of moving into something new. And that's all it was. And that's, if you've got that perspective, it really helps. And you actually can focus. This sounds a little bit probably crazy to some people out there, but it's something I've worked on a lot, and it's something I encourage other people to actually allow the pain, welcome the pain. It's just your body letting you know, again, you're moving into a new experience of life. You're growing in new ways. You're getting outside that comfort zone. It's all just a sign of next level growth. And it's real. It's intense. It sucks. But if you can just have that frame of mind, wow, this is it. This is where it begins. This is where the growth happens. When that burn is highest, that's when the growth is greatest. And again, powerful metaphor for life.
Okay,
Great work. Well done.
The other mindset practice that I've come up with during events like this and in life in general is, I think most of us have heard of looking at life as, the cup half full versus the cup half empty. And for me, instead of having the frame of mind of, I've still got so much to go, which is, I think, almost like looking at the cup half empty, I look at the cup being half full, which is, wow, I'm actually counting down these Ks, like it's actually moving up these steps. I'm going higher and higher, I'm progressing. And I think that while that's so subtle, it actually makes a real difference. Actually seeing how far you've come versus how far you've still got to go. And hopefully that metaphor lands for anyone else watching this, but that really helps me a lot. I love that kind of fresh energy that can literally come from stepping further than you've ever gone before. And for me, as I said, over the 50 to 55K mark, every step further was a new step into a new experience for me. So that was really exciting, really inspiring. And breaking the run down into step by step, bite-sized chunks is what's required. And you've just got to focus on the next point in the distance and then go for that. That's all you can do. Just focus on making it to that next point. That is a really important frame of mind to hold. Not only in long distance, but also in life.
All right. This is it, team.
You got this, my love. Good job, AJ.
I heard a quote years ago that if you can go there in the mind, you can go there in the body. And mental rehearsal for me is so important prior to an event like this. A huge portion of the work I do is also hypnosis with my clients. And so that's essentially putting images, new images into the subconscious mind and supporting people upgrade their idea of themselves or their self-identity or self-concept. The truth is we can never really outperform who we believe we are. And in my mind, even though I'd never done it before, I had the belief that this was done. I was just, at this point on the run, I was just catching up to that idea I had, that this is what I was capable of, that this was now something that was like ticked, a goal that was done, complete. And that might sound a bit crazy to some people out there, but this is so important to understand. You think about when it comes to building a house, if you don't have a clear blueprint for that house of what that end result is that you're going for, then works that might be carried out by builders or other trades can just get blown out because you don't have a clear blueprint. You must develop that mental blueprint of what you're committed to. And so once you have that certainty and you believe this is who I am now, this is the new normal for me, this is the new identity I have, an individual who's completed this kind of running and I'm able to do that, and it's not a big deal, it's just the way it is now. If you can work on your own thinking on that level, it makes a true difference, because what happens then is you're not trying to convince yourself constantly as you run that you're capable of doing it, which can consume a lot of energy. If you don't have that self-concept upgraded or that self-identity that you've really formed prior to moving into an event like this, then you can constantly be in this questioning pattern as you go to move into an experience like this. And that being said, you're never going to feel 110% ready or even 100% ready. But if you have got the belief, then the hurdles that come up are just hurdles. They're not signs that you can't do it. You already know you can do it. And I don't also believe in just positive thinking. I think it's important, I think it was Chris Williamson who said, build undeniable proof. I think that I love that terminology. I have had undeniable proof that I could do half marathons, that I could do other long distance runs, 50K. And so that being said, I was just kind of looking at all that and saying, if I can just maybe slow my pace down and just play the long game here, then I truly believe I can do this. And I'm sharing all that for you, anyone watching, because you can do this in your life with challenges you might be going through right now. You can actually go first in your mind to a new reality that's beyond these challenges, that's outside of them. And in his book, Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor Frankl, the psychiatrist who was in the concentration camps, he was speaking about this on a high level. And he spoke about those who could see beyond the concentration camps were the ones who tend to get through that really like intense experience, intense beyond words. So it's definitely something to think about. How would life look for you on the other side of the challenges you're facing? And can you start believing that you can be that person, that you are that person who's able to achieve those outcomes on the other side of your challenge? And then the work is doing what's required to bridge the gap, taking the action that's required to get to that outcome. But it's important you have the target in mind, because we can never hit a target we cannot see.
Here they go. Woohoo!
That's us.
Oh
my lord.
you did
Oh
it!
my
Oh, come here.
God. Take the phone from Mum.
Oh, congratulations, my love, you did it.
Oh,
So
thank you.
proud of you.
Thank you.
Okay, now let's go back to the one place.
Oh, I love
That's
you. Andy was a champion.
Yep.
Sky did so well. This girl did so well.
You.
Such
I've been running
champion.
around to help everyone my legs hurt.
Oh my goodness, I bet they do. I know about hurting legs. I know a thing or two about them. Oh, that is done.
Well
There's
done.
proof. 101.
100.
100.1, which is 10 meters.
That's amazing.
Oh.
Oh my goodness,
Well, just
Nash.
100 meters.
Incredible, incredible.
I should save that one.
You should save that.
We've just completed the 100 Ks and it's fairly late. It's like
9:42.
9:42. Started at 5 a.m. this morning, so almost 17 hours of running.
16 hours and 42 minutes.
16 hours and 42 minutes, there we go. So fairly slow grind today, but I do not claim to be an amazing runner by any means, but I think today shows that with enough persistence you don't have to be a great runner to achieve great things. And this was our little accomplishment as a family. It was just me, Andrew, Chloe, our daughter, Valeska, and my amazing wife who's been holding the fort down for us just so phenomenally. Anything I needed, she was there 110%, so very grateful. And thanks, darling. And then for anyone else out there, just encouraging you to dig deep in your own life. Despite the challenges, the struggles you might be facing, there is always something you can do and succeed at, I promise you. So once again, doing this for the mission, which is to check in with yourself, to be courageous if you're struggling, to reach out and make a change, and to turn the mess into the mission. So that's what we're about.
Yep.
Turn the mess. This guy turns the mess into the mission. When you fell over today, didn't you? Yeah, 100%. Anyway, guys, big love. Talk soon.
Yeah.
So there you have it. I want to thank you for watching this video all the way through. Please drop a comment below. Share with me your biggest takeaways, any questions you have. Once again, I would really appreciate if you subscribe to this channel so when I upload future content, you are sure to see it. Like and share this video also if it's been of value to you. I want to say that I heard a quote years ago, which I believe to be true, that we do so much for ourselves, we do so much more for other people. And if you commit to doing things that cause you to grow, that cause you to go outside your comfort zone, that cause you to stretch over and above, but you do it not just for yourself, but you do it for a greater impact. You do it to serve a greater cause. Honestly, I think that you tap into a whole new reserve of energy and you tap into more of your potential, quite honestly. because we're meant to contribute. It's one of the highest kind of gifts and opportunities we have as humans, not just to grow for ourselves, but to grow so that we can be of service and impact the world in a beneficial way. And when we do that, we have a lot of meaning and we have a lot of purpose in our lives. So take on new challenges. And while there's nothing wrong with doing these challenges for yourself, be it like high rocks things or running or bodybuilding competitions, there's a lot of people doing physical challenges now, which is great. I love seeing people take control of their health and take care of their bodies, because one thing we know is a real gift is we've got these bodies that are worth looking after, these priceless vessels, and we don't have them forever. So it's worth taking care of our bodies. But if we can do that and prioritize our health and tie that with an impact that we really want to have in the world, on the world, then I think that we can accelerate our health, we can accelerate our fulfillment, and we can accelerate the well-being of others. So that would be my final encouragement. If you're going to complete a challenge like this, do it for a cause. You can raise money, you can raise awareness, you can start a movement if that's what you're inspired to do. But just consider that if you're going to go and put yourself into a challenge like this, because once again, if it's bigger than you, you'll find a new energy that is over and above anything you've ever done before, because we're designed and created to impact above and beyond ourselves. So thank you for being here. I appreciate it. My name's Nash Mackey. You can go ahead and find out more about my work below, and I look forward to hearing about the challenges that you go and immerse yourself in to tap into your inner greatness, and I'll see you on the next one.